Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure. In the last episode, Gamma decided to defect from Robotnik's side, and so our new mission was to free those robots, so we did so with Delta? Yeah, Delta and Epsilon. And in this episode, we're going to be heading over to the egg carrier because that's where we'll be rescuing. Well, that's kind of Gamma's definition of rescuing, just by more like destroying them, rather. But it's just, you know, freeing the Flickies from those robots. But we're going to be going after Zeta and Beta because apparently that's where the egg carrier is where they're located.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Yes, thank you, but we're not going to go to Station Square. We are taking this raft. That was a close one. I almost slipped off of the raft to get to the egg carrier. It was a close one.
E-Series data. Beginning search. Accessing data. Hot shelter. E-Series location confirmed. Unlocking hot shelter sector now.
Hope you would enjoy this music here because I think from what I've heard, this is originally supposed to be the theme for the egg carrier that's already in a shipwrecked state. But that was ultimately scrapped and they still kept the original theme. Which, of course, I can't really decide which of these two that I like best. Well, I mean, I've really grown to like the original egg carrier theme. I mean, it really does fit nicely, even if it is shipwrecked. So, if you actually just saw, like how I almost slipped off the raft, I forgot to mention, Gamma has kind of poor traction. And there'll be a lot of times where you might be slipping off and make so many close calls. Now, before we actually head into the hot shelter, there's actually one upgrade we need to get, and that's in the Preservoir? Is that how you pronounce it? Preservoir? I don't know. But here it is. Here's the next upgrade right here, and it is, well, we'll just let the lady talk.
Here's your laser blaster. Its blast damages enemies in a wide pattern.
So this would be our second and final upgrade for Gamma, and I guess the final upgrade overall for every single character in the game. The laser blaster. So yeah, like she was saying, it actually you can actually target enemies in a wider radius this time. So so yeah. It's a little more efficient like that, so just make sure you get it before you actually enter the hot shelter, because, I mean, you might be needing that for quite a bit. But yeah, here we are, final stage of the game, Hot Shelter, and yeah, mission, as you can see, well, it was to locate, E105 Delta. I mean, Zeta, God, I'm getting all these names wrong. Okay, Delta was, E103, E105 is Zeta. Okay, yeah, just, remember the kind of, the way the Greek letters are. Because all the robots, Robotnik actually named the robots after those Greek letters. Now there is actually an E100 Alpha, and that would be 0, which I think I've already mentioned that during Amy's scenario. I don't remember. And yeah, Gamma is very slow at climbing ladders here, as you can see. So can never understand how a big fat purple cat like Big can climb the ladders the fastest. Talk about acrobatic. But anyways, so yeah, I guess if you haven't known this already, yeah, Robotnik named all the E-Series robots after the Greek letters. So we have E100 Alpha, we have E101 Beta, E102 Gamma, E103 Delta, E104 Epsilon, and E105 Zeta. And there's actually way more, well, not all of them. I've heard there are some more in the comics. And there's also the last one, which is, of course, I'm going to keep a secret until a certain later game in which he will make his debut. And one of I think is actually kind of funny at times. But I digress. So, one thing to keep in mind about Hot Shelter and Gamma scenario, it is the longest stage in the game. Like, you would still think that Gamma stages are the shortest yet. Like, you saw how Final Egg was, and of course the other stages. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to be spending quite a lot of time here because this stage is long. And I mean long. Just the longest stage in Gamma scenario. So, you are definitely going to need to destroy a lot of the Badniks since they will increase your time, because, you know, But like always, you have that time limit, and I actually did fail at one point. And also watch this. I kind of screw things up a bit. You're actually supposed to hit the switch right there, and this the claw right here. The claw. That will actually that'll just come and grab Gamma right here, and then it will take him over to the next platform. And this little monkey shit is laughing at me, and he deserves to be destroyed and turned to scrap metal for laughing at me. Anyways, so yeah, the time limit is a bit tight here, so make sure you don't waste a lot of time here, especially like what I'm doing right now. Yeah, you hit the switch first, and you actually have to come over to where that square is, so that way the claw can grab you. And I keep screwing that up very miserably, and that actually just it just threw away a lot of the time I had here because of that mistake that I keep on making. So, and yeah, just make sure you stand perfectly still, because Gamma could slip around easily, especially when he is in the wheel mode. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like I said, Gamma has kind of poor traction, and you'll be seeing that quite a bit. Like, I guess at the end of the stage. And this part right here can be a bit of a pain in the ass because you're basically on a train right here. Well, it's more like, well, I guess monorail or train. More like a subway train, really. And you really have to be precise with landing on those platforms here, like with all the platforming. But there's also going to be a lot of obstacles in the way, like the spike balls right here, and also all the badniks, like the Yukikis. I think that's what they're called. They're not really called coconuts, like in Sonic 2. Or monkey dudes in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I kind of like the name they gave them, Monkey Dudes. But anyway, let's see here. So yeah, be very careful when you're playing as Gamma through here because of his rather poor traction. I swear to God, I almost slipped off from those platforms, and I almost fell to my death or took damage there. I was so close to that, and yeah, my time's running out. So yeah, I've been trying to say, because I keep on interrupting myself like I do a lot of times. Yeah, since this is the longest stage in the game, make sure that you destroy as many badniks as possible, since they can increase your time. And the more you target them, then the more chances that your time will increase. Like, you get more time bonuses. Like, if you only shoot just one badnik, then you just get 1 second. But if you target all of them and then shoot them all at once, then you can increase your time pretty well. But make sure you shoot as many of them as you can, because time is pretty tight here, and yeah, I actually do make it to the end goal, which you'll see here in a sec. But it doesn't do any good for me anyway, because I ran out of time. So, and yeah, I didn't mention this at all. If you actually do run out of time, then you lose a life. Gamma will basically, I guess, kind of realize that everything in his life is pointless, and he'll just drop down and die, which is kind of tragic if you ask me. But yeah, all in all, you just lose a life. So yeah, for this stage in particular, just make sure you shoot as many badniks as possible, so that way... And look at this! Yeah, look at this! I actually did manage to defeat Zeta right there, and then my timer just ran out, so I was still too late regardless, even though I already completed the mission, which is bullshit, so I had to start again. But yeah, time can be pretty tight, so just make sure you shoot as many badniks as possible in this stage, so that way you'll get more time bonuses, because you'll be running through a lot of times when the time gets very tight. So, anyway, so here's E105 Zeta, and yeah, unlike all the other robots, he's actually a little more challenging, because he has a different form where he's merged in with the core right there, and so that's why he's at a different size and shape. Oh, look close right there. Sega Dreamcast! Okay, he's got it loaded with all of the Sega Dreamcast right there. Oh, and the camera. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay, look at this. Like, the camera just gets so screwy and just goes right inside and clips through the machine that it actually blocks the results screen, or the results tally, as you just saw right there. It clipped right through the results tally. That's just kind of weird. I don't know how they managed to just screw that one up, just leave it out there, but... it's kind of amusing to see, if you ask me. But anyway, so that's it for E105 Zeta and it for Hot Shelter, and that's all Gamma stages completed. And I don't... well, excuse me, sorry. Only Beta's left, so there's another cutscene we're going to watch, so I'm going to keep quiet here.
E105 Zeta rescue complete. Units remaining. Gamma. Beta.
Yep. You notice that screen right there with Gamma in there? That's a wham shot. And so that just goes to show you what's to come for him, so I guess we're gonna have to get ready. So anyway, so we step over here. Alright. E101 Beta Mark II. That's right, yeah, you guys remember Beta, right? You remember how he was kind of going through some sort of a torture phase? Well, this is him now, and he's apparently upgraded himself to Mark II. And yeah, he's really wanting to toughen himself up, so this is where things get pretty challenging, and yeah, this is actually the final boss in Gamma's story. Huh, we're gonna talk about how book ends here. Like, our first boss encounter was with Beta, and now our final boss here is, of course, Beta himself in his upgraded form. So, the option for this is that, what he does is that he'll shoot out these missiles that he can destroy, and then he'll actually put up his shield right here, and he'll come charging at you, which is very hard to dodge. And so, once he's done charging at you, then he'll turn around the back, and that's your chance to attack him from behind. But make sure you either, or I guess just destroy those missiles, that's probably the best bet. And then what he also do is that the camera will pan out like this, and then he'll start shooting these lasers at you that cause a lot of explosions here, as you can see. So yeah, just be mindful of that, and I guess just one more hit right here, and then we should be good to go. And that is it for Beta Mark II.
Mission complete.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys right here. the very first time I saw this scene, the first time I played this game, I actually felt something. And, you know, it is tragic, but, you know, he sacrificed all that he did, and just so that way he can ensure that all the Flickies can be reunited together, and, you know, his duty has been accomplished. He may be gone, but he will remain part of our hearts forever. And that's just what makes him a great character, like, you know, just a great story building for him. Yeah, again, like I said, he doesn't really have anything to do with the whole plot with Chaos in the grand scheme of things, but, you know, it's still a good story on its own merits. Like, you know, just a robot having quite an emotional story, and just seeing all that he's been through, like, just like, he's had so much remorses, and just and you know, just it's hard to come up with the words for such a story like this, that he really felt regret for all the things he's done, and so he realized what a true Monster Robotnik is, and so he's set out to make things right and to atone for his past mistakes, and he's done it. And he goes through a great sacrifice, but he's accomplished his mission. And, you know, I would say that's the reason, like, I consider Gamma to be one of my personal favorite Sonic characters, because he just, it's a great storytelling kind of purpose for him. And just, and unlike the rest of the cast right here, a robot has a good story and more depth and motion, in my opinion, honestly. I mean, you can kind of disagree, because I understand, like, the Sonic franchise isn't really the best when it comes to storytelling, and, you know, there's a lot of glaringly obvious examples in later games, but this one actually works for me. It works. So I can just say that it's great storytelling for me. So, anyways, so I guess that's it for E102 Gamma story. So yeah, like I said, I did enjoy the story here, but as for the gameplay itself, I mean, it's a pretty standard shoot 'em ups, like or just mech shooting right here. And I mean, it's not bad for gameplay. Now, the one complaint I have about it is control. He, like I said, he doesn't have very good traction, and so he kind of does slip up pretty easily, especially when he goes through the mode change. So I guess that's pretty much all I can say. So, we have done every single character scenario there is, from Sonic all the way to E102 Gamma. So, with that in mind, you guys would think that we're pretty much all done with the game, right? I wish I'd say that, but no, we're not. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with a lot of Sonic games, is that there's going to be the stories or scenarios. But, you know, as per tradition, and of course this is the first game to do so, that's always going to be followed with a final story. Yeah, that's right, I got to spoil right here, this game actually does have a final story, and after completing all the character scenarios that there is, that's where you'll get to unlock the final story in the game, and we'll just see what will unfold in that last story. So yeah, just because we're done with all the character scenarios, that means we are not done. We are not done with the game yet, that's right, there's still just a little bit, just one more push we have to do before we officially finish the game. So, with that in mind, next time on Let's Play Sonic Adventure, we are going to go back, and we will check to see what kind of last story there is, and what will await us, and see what ultimate showdowns we'll be facing. So, until next time, see you guys later, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the music, because goddamn, I love it so much. So, anyway, see you guys next time.